ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to UMC All Access. I'm Vince Bailey, and today we're in Atlanta. We've been caught up with Grammy-nominated singer, producer, and actress, Dr. Angie Stone. How you doing, Angie?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it is an honor. And, you know, today we're talking about Switching Lanes. It's the latest movie streaming now on Urban Movie Channel. And it was the final film that was directed by someone we loved so much, Tommy Ford. Tell us a bit about your personal memories of Tommy.
Ooh, well, Tommy was a gentle giant. My personal memories, I can't have but the utmost respect and gratitude for someone whose heart was bigger than he was in stature. He absolutely was a fair human being. He was a good, artistic, considerate, compassionate individual who always tried to meet the needs of others. My personal experience is he trusted me enough to say, hey, Ange, I need you. Can you come on set today? I couldn't get there quick enough. Met with the utmost love and respect and just genuine kindness, brotherhood, sisterhood, friends, and knowing that, hey, things are getting hectic out here in the world. We've got to come together. And that's what he was, the glue. He was the nucleus to a lot of what you're saying. He
spent a lot of time, you know, touring the country, teaching acting and working to empower young people. I mean, he was serious about what he did.
Absolutely. His passion was definitely the kids. He always thought about the youth, the people that had to come behind him, and behind myself, and behind the Terry J. Vaughns of the industry. He wanted to be a lamp. He wanted to be a light unto these people to say, hey, this is how you should do it. And one of the things that was great is, you know, he didn't mind sharing whatever he had garnered along the way. He gave that graciously.
Talk about his legacy you think that he left on, you know, filmmaking and acting, and, you know, particularly here in Atlanta, but around the country, his legacy.
Well, his legacy is, in my opinion, unmatched in the sense that for someone so gifted and so focused on what the vision should feel like, look like, to actually put it in operation and include so many hopefuls. And I say hopefuls because he was the kind of person that gave the underdog an opportunity. His legacy, in my opinion, should be met with the greatest applause because like the innocence of children, his joy was in laughter. His joy was in finding the right spot to tickle your fancy. The humor that was a natural flow for Tommy often covered up any pain if there was ever any, because he never showed a sign of weakness. And because of that particular light that he carried, the joy he carried, it's hard to even imagine that he's no longer with us because you just never saw that coming. He never whimpered, he never whined, he never complained. He just did what his heart set out to do. So his legacy should be met with laughter, and I think that's what he leaves behind.
You know, we kind of grew up with Tommy, you know, watched him on Martin and, you know, all the shows back in the day. And, I got to ask you, what will you miss most?
Ooh, you know, being an artist is already tough. But when you find a genuineness in artists, his genuine character, his genuine and sincere nature to want to bring out the best in everybody, I think I miss that simple thing that should be so easy for people to do. His humble spirit, his generous spirit, the simplicity of just being kind is what I think I miss the most.
All right, very nice. So on Urban Movie Channel right now is this movie, Switching Lanes, directed by Tommy, that you are a star in as well. Talk about, I mean, when you know, Angie Stone starts singing, you know, everybody pays attention. But how did you get involved with the film?
Tommy calls, look, there's a few of us that are on speed dial.
Yes.
Angie Stone just happened to be on speed dial on Tommy's phone. I mean, there's quite a few films that he's done, and I think I'm a part of all of them.
Wow.
Just a piece here, a piece there. I don't don't know. I just think that he, again, like spirits love like spirits. And when you work with people that you are familiar with and that mirror you, it's so easy. So I think that I just become a seam in the fabric in his camp. And when he called me to do Switching Lanes, it wasn't a hesitation. As long as I was available, I was going to be there.
The film deals with some tough subject matter, the racial situation in segregation in rural Southern America and small town. Can you kind of relate to what took place in this film?
Well, one thing that I can certainly attest for is that Tommy was way ahead of us in this because he never let it go, but he tried to offer a solution in a time that is so necessary, which is right now with a lot of the brutality that's going on and the racial tension that's going on. When you talk about Black Lives Matter, when you talk about white supremacy, when you think of all of these things, who knew that Switching Lanes at this particular time would be relevant enough to co-sign that, hey, not only do we co-sign on it, but we coexist in the same world. Right. So being a co-inhabitant of the same space, Tommy offered a solution. Even in his not being here, his work and his relevancy is still ever present because Switching Lanes speaks to the very subject that we're dealing with. So I want to applaud him for that. You might want to.
Oh yeah, we got to give it up. And as you say, solutions, unity, forgiveness, you know, is a big theme in this movie.
All Christian antics, all things that speak to the very core of who we should be. We all coexist under the umbrella of, you know, we're all on one planet. We're all on God's green earth, and at the end of the day, we've got to find a solution. And Tommy offered us an out, and who knew? And people that see this movie, I don't want to give it away, but it's a whole lot deeper than what you think.
That's right.
So you know, and the thing about this is, it's actually a fact. This happens.
Yes.
And when this happens, what do you do? Whose side are you on? So I'm just going to be on God's side. How about that?
Ooh, Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone. You know, in the movie, the entire town puts a lot of pressure on these two girls for whatever reason. And so these two young ladies actually end up carrying the burden of this segregation and are our young people the answer? Is this where we need to look to solve the problems?
I think the millennials is definitely the key. Okay. I think even beneath the millennials are the younger generation coming up because yesteryear is already here, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I think that the millennials carry the torch is because they are a modern age intercepted internet. And because the internet has intercepted what we know as old school, true school, and now it's really a new school, and because we as adults are not privy to the millennial stature that they're living by now, we've got to get to know what's really going on in the world that they're coming up in. And the reason I think it's important that they grasp it, because all they have right now is what they see and what they think they know, which, in my opinion, dispels all of the racial tension that went on then, because they're focused on what's happening now, which is a repeat offending stance. And so it's going to be up to them. And what we need to do is we need to start from the very core and the seams of what we need to do to change that. And I have to say, Tommy did his thing on this.
He did his thing. Well, you know, today, North Korea, Charlottesville, I mean, there's a lot of stress points, political climate that's out here. For you, Angie, as a singer, as a songwriter, do you find an outlet in the music for themes and issues like this in your music?
Absolutely. You know, music is healing to the soul.
Yes.
Sometimes being an artist or having a gift of sorts loans itself to the time for the moment. What I think as an artist I would do in a situation like this is I would begin to speak the things that are unspoken. I would try to, from a telepathic sense of speak your mind And a lot of people are thinking, you know, like Marvin Gaye did What's Going On.
Yeah.
Way back when things were really going on, you know what I mean? And then he started to take on that as a one-man army. And when he did it, he used What's Going On to transcend into Save the Babies.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it was a modulation that is still living with us today. When we go put that record on, we can see ourselves in the same stance. And now the ultimate focus is Save the Babies. So I think that that's the posture that we should take.
Is any of your music in this film, Switching Lanes?
You know what? My music is. I actually sang one of the songs that was done. Miguel Guyton, who worked on the film as well. We did a couple of things for Tommy, and I don't know which one that they decided to use, but I know that I'm singing on the stage. I forget the songs that I sang, but along with Fred Hammond and a few other people, we got up there, and it just became magical.
Yes.
So it became a group song, but I can say yes.
Mm-hmm. Fred Hammond, that's right, is in the movie
Yeah.
as well. You don't want to miss this Switching Lanes. I tell you, my heart's kind of beating because I've followed you myself, Angie, since, like I
Really?
say, Mantronics and Sequence. Man, I know why you got to bring that up, but
no, you're good.
You was killing it, girl. You were
Look,
killing it.
God is good. I'm still here.
You're still here. So what are we working on now?
Well, like I said, I just finished a new album. I just did a Christmas song last night that will be a duet with, I want to say Jaheim and Dave Hollister possibly, but I did my part last night anyway.
Yes.
But just working on, I have a young group that I'm working with, along with my partner Blondie. The group is called 565 Nation. Okay. Both my children are in music now, so I'm trying to govern their careers, Diamond and Suevo, along with having a radio show with World Star.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And a newly doctorate of theology.
Yes, a newly doctorate of theology. And only God knew that was my heart's desire.
Yes.
Because if I didn't sing, then one of the things I was in Upward Bound when I was about 14, I started studying at a college on theology. So God knew way back when that my focus was there, and he said, look, let me take you on a little journey and help you get there quicker. So the time is now, and he says, you've earned it.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. It is such an honor, Angie Stone.
Likewise.
Dr. Angie Stone.
Thank you.
And you look for Angie and Terry J. Vaughn and Tommy Ford, Fred Hammond. It's all on Switching Lanes, which is streaming now on Urban Movie Channel.